In this video, we will discuss about fertilization, which is very important event under sexual reproduction. What is fertilization? It is fusion of haploid male gamete with haploid female gamete to form a diploid cell which is called zygote. So zygote is product of which process? Zygote is product of fertilization. Fertilization means fusion of male gamete and female gamete, where fertilization occurs in humans. So what is the site of fertilization? That is ampulla part of fallopian tube. And fertilization is internal or external in humans. So fertilization is internal in human as in other mammals, because fusion of male gamete and female gamete that occurs inside female reproductive tract. Now, various steps which occur under fertilization. First step is arrival of spermatozoa or approach of sperm to ovum. Male discharges semen inside female's vagina during coitus or copulation, and that is called insemination. In one ejaculate of male, there is 3 to 3.5 ml of semen is ejaculated inside the female reproductive tract, and in 3 to 3.5 ml of semen there are 200 to 400 millions of sperms. Why they are formed in huge number? To ensure fertilization, because so many hurdles, so many barriers are there in female reproductive tract which causes destruction of maximum number of sperms. So to cross those hurdles or to ensure fertilization, always male gametes are formed in large number. What factors are there which help the sperm to reach up to the site of fertilization or to cause fertilization? First one is sperm swim by lessing movement of their tail. So tail of sperm that helps them to swim, and they move with the speed like they cover 1 to 4 millimeter distance per minute. And aspiratory action of uterus and peristaltic movement of fallopian tube that also help the sperm to cross the hurdles to cover its journey up to the fallopian tube. Barrier for sperm. We already talked about help for the sperm to reach or to cover its journey up to fallopian tube. Now about barriers. So acidity of female genital tract. Like inside female reproductive tract, environment is acidic. pH is acidic there, and because of that acidity of female genital tract, maximum number of sperms they get destroyed, and other sperm they are engulfed by vaginal epithelium. So phagocytes of the sperm that happens by the vaginal epithelium, and out of those millions of sperms, only 100 sperms reach the fallopian tube. Okay, this less number of sperm, like out of millions of sperm, only 100 sperms they are able to reach up to the fallopian tube, which is the site of fertilization. Out of these 100 sperms, only one is able to fertilize the egg or fertilize the ova within the fallopian tube. Now capacitation. Sperm in female genital tract are made capable of fertilizing the egg by the secretion of female reproductive tract. Or capacitation, we can say that it is physiological maturation of sperms inside female reproductive tract. During this maturation phase, sperm become able to fertilize the ovum. Secretion of female genital tract, they remove certain factors which are deposited, certain factors or certain molecules which deposited on surface of sperm on its acrosomal part, okay, like removal of glycoprotein and cholesterol vesicles which are attached on a chromosomal membrane. So during capacitation, these decapacitation factors, they are removed from sperm head, and calcium influx into the sperm that occurs during capacitation, that entry of calcium into the sperm, these two changes make the sperms more active. So capacitation is a process in which physiological maturation of sperm occur inside female reproductive tract. Now the sperms, they are more active to cause fertilization. And what is the duration of capacitation? How much time it takes? It takes about 6 hours. Secretion of seminal vesicle, prostate gland, Copper's gland present in semen contain nutrients which activate the sperm and substances that neutralize the acidity in the vagina. Sperm needs an alkaline medium in order to be motile. So during capacitation, the other factors, they are the decapacitation factors, they are removed. Next event after capacitation, like here in this picture you can see that it is the acrosomal part of human sperm. These are the factors which are removed during capacitation process. Now second event is fertilizing and anti-fertilizing reaction. So fertilizing, it is secreted by ovum, and anti-fertilizing, that is secreted by sperm. Fertilizing and anti-fertilizing reaction is species specific reaction. Because of this anti-fertilizing and fertilizing reaction, it is there that same species sperm that can fertilize the ova of the same species. Means sperm of other animals, they are not going to fertilize the human ova. Human ovum is fertilized only by human sperm. So fertilizer and anti-fertilizer reaction is species specific reaction. What is the aim of this reaction? Aim of this reaction is to thin out the number of sperms. Like millions of sperms, they are ejaculated inside the female reproductive tract. So their thinning is required. To thin out them, fertilizer and anti-fertilizer reaction is there. Release of sperm lysine. Like we already discussed that in acrosomal part of human sperm lysines are present. We discussed about hyaluronidase, that is among the sperm lysine. So when secondary oocyte, it reaches into the fallopian tube, at that time it is surrounded by zona pellucida, zona pellucida and corona radiata. About these two layers we discussed in topic structure of ovum. So secondary oocyte inside fallopian tube, that is surrounded by zona pellucida and corona radiata. When sperm is ejaculated inside female reproductive tract, capacitation occurs. Capacitated sperm, they passes through corona radiata to reach zona pellucida, and glycoproteins of zona pellucida, they function as receptors for them, and sperm head that bind to receptors which are present on corona radiata. Receptors are present on zona pellucida. So sperm head bind to receptor which are present on zona pellucida, and acrosome of sperm release sperm lysine. I am repeating again that capacitated sperm, they passes through corona radiata to reach up to the zona pellucida, and on zona pellucida glycoproteins are there which act as sperm receptors. So sperm head bind to the receptors which are present on zona pellucida, and acrosome of sperm release sperm lysine. Now about sperm lysine. Sperm lysines, number one, that is hyaluronidase. It is the enzyme which is present in acrosome part of sperm. What is its function? It dissolves the hyaluronic acid polymers in the intercellular space which hold the granulosa cells of corona radiata together. The outermost layer of ovum, that is corona radiata, and all the cells, they are held together by hyaluronic acid polymers. So hyaluronic acid that dissolves by this enzyme hyaluronidase. After that, among the sperm lysine, one more is there, which is corona penetrating enzymes. Corona penetrating enzyme, it dissolves corona radiata portion and helps in entry of sperms towards ovum to cause fertilization. Third one is zona lysine or acrosine. It helps to digest zona pellucida. So outermost, that is corona radiata, and for the entry of sperm, this hyaluronidase that dissolved the hyaluronic acid which held all the cells together, granulosa cells of corona radiata together, that cementing substance, that hyaluronic acid polymers, they are dissolved by hyaluronidase, and corona penetrating enzymes, they help to dissolve corona radiata portion. And now the another layer, that is zona pellucida. Here the zona lysine or acrosine, they help to digest zona pellucida, and only sperm nucleus and middle piece, they enters inside the ovum. There is no entry of tail part of sperm within the ovum. After release of sperm lysine, another step which occurs under fertilization, that is cortical reaction. So by penetrating the corona radiata, zona pellucida with the help of sperm lysine, now the sperm that reaches up to the egg membrane, and now the egg shows a cortical reaction. As we already discussed that outermost corona radiata in the egg, then inner to corona radiata zona pellucida is there, and inner to zona pellucida plasma membrane is there. That is the membrane of oocyte. So after the fusion of sperm and egg plasma membrane, the egg shows a cortical reaction to further check the entry of more sperm. So main aim of this cortical reaction is to prevent polyspermy. Polyspermy, that is entry of more than one sperm into the egg. Polyspermy is not possible in case of human being. So to prevent polyspermy, cortical reaction is there. And how that cortical reaction happens? That is, cortical granules which are present inside or beneath the plasma membrane of oocyte. Those cortical granules, they fuse with plasma membrane, that membrane of oocyte. So cortical granules, they fuse with plasma membrane and release their contents. What they have inside them? Cortical granules, they have enzymes inside them. So they release their enzymes between the space which lies between plasma membrane and zona pellucida. If you recall that diagram, then clearly you can understand that how this cortical reaction is occurring. Cortical granules, first they fuse with plasma membrane and release their enzymes between the perivite line space or between plasma membrane and zona pellucida. Zona pellucida, because of these enzymes activity, it get hardens. Hardening of zona pellucida occur, due to which there is no entry of other sperms into the ovum. So main aim is to prevent polyspermy. Now next event, that is sperm entry. Egg, that is still in secondary oocyte stage, that extends around the entering sperm finger-like processes which constitute a fertilization cone, and fertilization cone that take the sperm into the egg. So egg itself is taking the sperm into it. How? By forming a fertilization cone. Here you can see in this diagram, it is called cone of reception. It is the sperm. Here this egg, secondary oocyte that extend around the entering sperm like finger-like process. We call that finger-like process fertilization cone or cone of reception. It helps the sperm to enter into the egg. Then karyogamy or amphimixis, sperm entry that occurs because of this fertilization cone. Sperm entry stimulate the egg to resume and complete the suspended meiotic division 2. As we already discussed that because of activation of metaphase promoting factor, deactivation of metaphase promoting factor and anaphase promoting factor, they become activated and they trigger the completion of meiosis 2. Otherwise, where this division was suspended? At meiosis 2 stage. Which stage? Metaphase 2. Further divisions that occurs because of this anaphase promoting factor. This converts the oocyte into ovum. Which thing? When the sperm that enters inside ovum and there is completion of meiosis 2. Now ovum become, now that oocyte that change into ovum. We call that ovum now. Otherwise before this it was oocyte. Now the nucleus that is called female pronucleus. Nucleus of ovum is called female pronucleus and sperm nucleus function as male pronucleus. When nucleus of sperm, when it enter inside ovum, it absorb water from egg cytoplasm and become enlarged. Because of its increased size, we call it male pronucleus. So male and female pronuclei, they approach each other. Their nuclear envelopes break down. When their nuclear envelope breakdown occur, at that time, what happens? Maternal and paternal chromosomes, they mix up and it convert ovum into diploid zygote.